With the title of this video, many people will think that we're crazy that Lamelo Ball will disappoint everybody in the NBA when he gets drafted because of how much praise and accolades Lamelo has gotten over the past few years. But the same thing had happened to his older brother, Lonzo. He was supposed to change the Lakers organization around and lead them to victory, getting drafted number 2 overall, but instead was a huge disappointment. So let's start with the height of Lamelo Ball. With a 6 feet, it's a rarity to talk about what an average NBA point guard is. Historical point guards are much taller than a player at any other position, and compared to other players with his height and physique, Lamelo doesn't have the same conditions as, say, someone like Penny Hardaway. Hardaway has the same proportions but with an incredible superiority in performance compared to the rest. Lamelo may have the average in terms of being faster with his dribble and cutting around the rim, but Penny didn't need to be crafty. Penny was also a very slim base, but his vertical and straight line speed conforms to more traditional athletic standards. Penny didn't need to be agile around the rim either, although he often was because he could force his way to the rim by jumping over and past the tallest and biggest man. Lamelo, not being so vertically gifted, relies more on the touch of the floaters and acrobatic moves around the hoop, which is good, but needs some adjustments as a big man in the NBA laughs at big men in the ABL in terms of their size and athleticism. Of course, this is something that all the players need to get used to by the time they get into the NBA, and that's considering that it's independent of where they play before they enter the league, because the same could be said of the taller men in college, let alone the tall men in Australia, who are bigger, older, and better built than those in college. But speaking of adapting to playing in the NBA, this leads us to another concern about Lamelo. A very common statement about baseball players entering the NBA is the adjustment period that leads to them adapting, which may not take first our perspectives from other positions since 2009. Do you know how many point guards have won the Rookie of the Year award? It's 7. And if John Morant wins it this year, what will be number 8? So the above statement seems a bit exaggerated. How can someone who takes a position that needs so many adjustments to come in a week and start dominating the game at such a young age better than other positions? Well, there are numerous reasons why players like Damian Lillard, Derrick Rose, and Kyrie are the first to swear that they played for pretty poor teams, which allowed them to rack up good numbers and win the Rookie of the Year award, while the other guys were simply taller than the rest. All these guards are 6'5" or taller and apparently fit very well. Ben Simmons, who can be debated about whether he was a guard in his rookie year, is 6'10" and spent a year out of the game before his rookie year, which means that not only did he have more time to polish his game, but his height was such an advantage that he didn't need to adjust, because since his rookie year, his scoring methods haven't really changed that much, and he has revolved around dunking and scoring around the edge, which led to good scoring numbers bouncing around due to his height and his natural playing skills leading to his assistance numbers. After all, at the end of the day, we all know that the winner of the year is the rookie with the best stats. Tyreke Evans, who played most of his rookie year as a point guard, won the 2010 Rookie of the Year award, and his team, the Kings, never won anything. But his numbers are great, so he won't be the best Rookie of the Year. Michael Carter-Williams won Rookie of the Year in 2014, again adding to our arguments that statistics are the only determining factor of a Rookie of the Year candidate, and that Malcolm Brogdon in 2017 won the race, which was one of the least competitive of all time. And the reason we mentioned all these point guards is that we wanted to be as clear as we could about how Lamelo is completely different from all these other players. Lamelo won't have a glowing start to his career. His team won't change the fact that he's not as polished as traditional point guards like Kyrie, Damian Lillard, or Derrick Rose when they entered the league, and his numbers won't be surprising at first. That's what we should expect from a tall point guard who isn't nearly as physically ready to keep scoring as he has all his life when he's protected by athletes bigger and stronger than him. The only point we're trying to make is that Lamelo will take much longer than other point guards to progress to eventual superstar status. The media is saying that Lamelo is like a taller version of D'Angelo Russell, but with the shooting skills of Stephen Curry. Unfortunately, this is not true, starting with the fact that Lamelo isn't a great shooter. And if people see it differently, it's for one simple fact: video editings. It's something that applies to all the basketball images that are cut on the editing table and create super athletes thanks to the editing. We see it every summer with Carmelo Anthony, where he appears nailing jumpers in the gym with an editing cut that favors him notably. LaMelo seems like a totally transformed player. In high school, he shot 3 points from the half court and took an insane amount of 3 points in high school and in JBL, which, by the way, what happened with that league led the media to sensationalize once again an incredible LaMelo shooter, which is not the case when he shot a healthy 6.5 3 per game in Australia and made only 25% of them. Now LaMelo takes a full set of 3-pointers off the dribble, which may explain the official number, but after all, he's a point guard. All NBA point guards get the 3-pointers out of the screens and the dribble with the guys in their faces, while the wing players seem to have more chances to catch and shoot. Guys like Damian Lillard and Steph Curry have dominated the 3-pointer outside of the dribble, but the fact is that on the sheet has not yet done so. But the important thing is that LaMelo is still very young, and the hope is that when he reaches 20, he will have adjusted his speed to face the next level and will be comfortable shooting more outside the 3-point zone. I think the media publicity saw a lot of players as good shooters for just taking a bunch of threes and scoring some of them. Luka Dante is a classic example that many people would assume will be at least an average league shooter, but because it takes so many threes to be out of the 3-point zone in contests only, makes about 32% of them having a 4% lower than the league average. A lot of people think Don Cheech is a good shooter simply because he's a target, but the point is that LaMelo is most likely not efficient from 3, and most likely from the ground at least in his rookie year. And that's fine because he'll progress as he grows, but it's important for people to measure their expectations for such a talented prospect when it comes to his shooting. Lamelo Ball has a style of play that doesn't fit any player today. However, there have been guys in the past who look like LaMelo. For example, in a much more precise way, the most notable player I can imagine is Jason Kidd. For those who don't know Jason Kidd, he may never have been the best point guard in the NBA who fought for the title, but more importantly, Jason Kidd had one of the biggest impacts on wins we've seen on a point guard. Wouldn't you like to have a guy on your team who helps you win games rather than score points personally? Sounds pretty obvious, but if you're undecided, we'll help you. At his best, LaMelo may be a taller version of Jason Kidd with skills to make things happen that the kid never had. If you followed Jason Kidd's career when he entered the NBA, he was very inefficient, but as he matured in his basketball game, he also became a great shot. Toward the end of his career, he started shooting almost 40% from the ground. The reason we mentioned Kidd is that he's the most accurate example of what we think LaMelo will be. But if you ask us, he's an even better shot. Jason Kidd led the league in assists several times, something I predict LaMelo will do. He's more athletic, taller, and has the potential to become a better shot than Jason Kidd. The comparison with Jason Kidd seems very complete. In conclusion, let's remember that when his brother, Lonzo Ball, came to the NBA, the concern was whether he could become a drama queen for the Los Angeles Lakers. But as we've seen, Lonzo has been very quiet and has stayed much soberer than the average NBA player. So if LaMelo enters the NBA and joins a team, he has the right to be restrained and to have prejudices about him avoided, because he won't behave like a Kardashian, which is what many expect. What we want to make clear is that even though LaMelo Ball finishes his rookie year with an average of around 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists, he is sold as a superstar, and it is not fair to expect him to go out and score 20 points per night, because that kind of seasons will go far in the future, but not in his rookie year. Again, don't expect too much from LaMelo Ball, because he can let you down, but give him time, and I'm confident that his game will win us all over. We hope you enjoyed the video. We post Monday through Friday, so make sure to hit the bell icon to be notified, and don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe down below. Check out some of these videos.